In the second part, the study of organized drugs as entire organisms, we have to study some memory boost medicines. Two of them constitute the active principles as triterpenoid saponin glycosides of Centella asiatica and Bacopa monnieri, and the next is the evolvulus alsinoids. Centella asiatica is a perennial, slender, herbaceous creeping runner. Stems are long, rooting at nodes, and of reniform leaves. Fresh as well as dried forms of whole plant can be utilized as medicine. It is a rejuvenative medicine. This plant has great reputation as brain tonic. It is also used in skin diseases, leprosy, eczema, and syphilis. The drug has tranquilizing, sedative, and spasmolytic properties, and also help to treat digestive disorders, urinary diseases, cough, and also fever. Centella has been used as an internal and external remedy in various skin diseases, ulceration, chronic syphilis, chronic eczema, psoriasis, leprosy and fevers, epilepsy, insanity, etc. Vallari Nay, Vallari tablet, Vallari powder, Vallari capsule, etc. are popular Siddha medicinal preparations prepared by using Centella. The active principles includes triterpenoid saponin glycosides as asiaticoside, medagasoside, brahmoside, and brahminosides, and the crystalline odorous and bitter principles called valadin. Dried plant contains alkaloid hydrocortisone. This herb is popularly known as in the name of Brahmi in the northern part of our country, but in Kerala, especially in the southern part of India, considered Bacopa monnieri as Brahmi. Bacopa monnieri or thyme-leaved gratiola is a small glabrous, decumbent branching succulent creeping herb. Grows naturally in wet soil, shallow water and marshes. Leaves are small, sessile, oblong, obovate or spatulate, and the flowers are white. It is vigorously growing in moist places that were called Nirbrahmi in Tamil. In traditional system of medicine, this plant is used as brain tonic, memory enhancer, anti-anxiety, cardiotonic, diuretic, antidepressant agents. This herb is used to get better process of learning, restore memory, improve the power of speech and imagination, and ease nervous and mental strains, and employed in cases of insanity, epilepsy, hysteria, etc. as a blood purifier and as a coolant herb. This plant has been used for treating chronic skin diseases and also will promote the hair growth. The phytoconstituents includes the triterpenoid saponin glycosides as bacoside A, bacoside B and Z, and also monnieri. Alkaloids are bromine, hesperstine, which are present in leaves. Besides these, stigmasterol and beta cytosterols are also present. The next memory boosting herb is Evolvulus alsinoids of Convolvulaceae family. It is one of the plants included in Dashapushpam, the 10 sacred flowers of Kerala. It is a perennial, prostrate, creeping, spreading, much branched pubescent herbs, and leaves are numerous, elliptic to oblong, lanceolate, and densely coated with silky hairs. The flowers are light blue in colors. It is a psychotropic and nootropic drug. It is acts as brain tonic, immunomodulatory, antioxidant, alterative, febrifuge, vermicide, anti-inflammatory, mainly indicated in loss of memory, sleeplessness, epilepsy, insanity, chronic bronchitis, asthma. Hair oil prepared by using this herb to stimulate the growth of hair. As an aphrodisiac, it strengthens the reproductive system and thereby utilizing to treat the fertility in Siddha system of medicines. Whole plants contain an alkaloids called evolvin and also constitute betaine, sterols, proteins, carbohydrates, phenols and tannins, and also contains pentatriacondane, triacondane and cytosterols. Here I will introduce 3 more brain tonic herbs which known as a common names in different parts of India as Shankupushpi, means the plants having conch or shank shaped flowers. And these 3 herbs is used as a brain tonic or nerve tonic drugs. They are Canscoria decussata of Gentianaceae family, Clitoria ternacea of Papilionaceae family, and Convolvulus pluricolis of Convolvulaceae family. The next plant is Euphorbia hirta of Euphorbiaceae family. It is a small annual hairy herb, grows up to 2 inches in height, indigenous to hotter parts of India. It is abundant in wastelands, and the stems are slender, erect, and the younger upper part hisped with yellow spreading hairs. The stems contain lactiferous ducts which secretes white latex and which are very toxic. The flowers are very small and of cyathium inflorescence. The plant is very small, found erect on ground surface and contain milky latex, indicates the name Millepala. And because of its expectorant action and to treat asthma, it's called the asthma weed as common name. It's mainly effective to treat respiratory diseases, asthma, bronchitis, whooping cough, worm infestation. The white sap applied to the warts in order to destroy it. The pharmacological actions are expectorant, antibacterial, antiamoebic, antifungal, antiviral, antidiarrheal, sedative, analgesic, antipyretic, anti-inflammatory, and antihelminthic. The active principles are hydrolysable tannins, euphorbins, beta-cytosterol, stigmasterols, and quercetin. Now let us learn 4 stone-breaking or lithotriptic entire plants. They are Phyllanthus amarus, Erva lanata, Scoparia dulcis, and Orthosiphon aristatus. First is Phyllanthus amarus of Euphorbiaceae family. It's commonly called as stone-breaker plant. It is an annual glabrous herb of 15 to 60 cm height. The leaves looks like compound leaf, but it is a simple leaf. The fruits are arising from the lower nodes of leaves. That's why called Keedar Nelli or Keedkai Nelli. The whole plant has been used in traditional medicines for over 2000 years, used in wide number of liver and as well as the kidney disorders such as jaundice, gonorrhea, diabetes, kidney stones, etc. It is very effective to treat hepatitis as a single drug. The plant is topically applied as a poultice for skin ulcers, sores, swellings and itches. The pharmacological actions includes the bitter, antioxidant, diuretic, liver tonic, analgesic, febrifuge, antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, laxative, carminative, analgesic and also hair tonic. The active principles are: the second lithotriptic plant is Erva lanata of Amaranthaceae family. It is an erect herb or undershrub with a long taproot and many woolly tomentose branches growing mainly on baselands. The flowers are greenish white, very small and sessile. Traditionally, the plant has been used in cough sanctuary, that is painful urination, and headache and urolithiasis, that is kidney stones. The diuretic property of the plants is very effective to treat kidney stones. The plant acts as a vermifuge for children. As an ethnic medicine, the decoction of whole plant is used to cure pneumonia, typhoid and other prolonged fevers. Thus, the pharmacological actions includes diuretic, anti-inflammatory, expectorant, antiperiodic, hypoglycemic, anti-diabetic, antiparasitic, antimicrobial, hepatoprotective, anti-urolithiasis, anti-asthmatic, anti-fertility, and hypolipidemic properties. The third stone melting plant as entire plant is Scoparia dulcis of Scrophulariaceae family. It's also called the licorice weed, goat weed, sweet broom weed, etc. It is an erect, annual or perennial herbaceous, much branched plant spread out throughout India. It's a very copious weed. A cold decoction of the plant is taken as a remedy for kidney stones and this helps to melt kidney stones. That's why called it Kallurukki in Malayalam, meaning stone melter. The plant contains scoparinone, shows to have analgesic, diuretic and anti-inflammatory properties, and other active principles include scoparic acid, scopadulicic acid, scopalduciol and scopadulin. Traditionally, the plant is used in the treatment of. The fourth lithotriptic plant is Orthosiphon aristatus of Lamiaceae family. The trade name of the drug is Indian kidney tea or Java tea. The plant is familiar for its diuretic action. It is a perennial herbaceous plant which grows up to 60 inches and has purple four-sided stems that are toothed and also have the serrate leaves arranged in decussate manner. The plant owes its name to the four striking long stamens which stick out as long as a pen, looking like a cat's whiskers. That's why the plant is called cat's whiskers or Puchamesha or Pune Meshai. Based on the many years of the experimental studies, leaves are strongly diuretic and have to treat kidneys functions and increase the kidney's ability to eliminate nitrogen containing compounds, and they are used in the treatment of kidney infections, kidney stones and poor renal functions as a result of chronic nephritis. Orthosiphon leaves contain coffeic acid derivatives as rosmarinic acid, lipophilic flavonoids including cyanin setting, and antimicrobial and oxygenated diterpenes including orthocyphol and orthosiphon. Dear students, you can add or refer more medicinal entire plants or whole plant such as Atropa belladonna, Datura stramonium, Hyoscyamus niger, Mentha piperata, Cynodon dactylon, Acheranthus aspera, Cyathula prostrata, Leucus aspera, Lipia nodiflora, Mimosa pudica, and also Deshapushpangal, 10 sacred flowers of Kerala. They are Ipomea marginata, Cardiospermum helicacabum, Eclipta alba, Vernonia cinerea, Emilia songifolia, Curculica orchioides, Cynodon dactylon, Herba lanata, Evolvulus alzinoides, and Biophytum sensitivum. Next is the collection and preservation of entire organisms. The entire plants may be collected from wild or cultivated plants. The plant should collected when they contain maximum concentration of chemical constituents and their concentration is varied according to climate, rainfall, day length, etc. So the collection time is very important to obtain a drug of a good quality. The uprooted whole plants are thoroughly washed in water to remove mud and to remove extraneous matter by grabbling method, then dried by using appropriate method of drying. Most of them are dried in sunshade. Proper packing is very essential for transportation of crude drugs and stored in well protected area, and also care should taken to resist any type of microbial attack. If asked the question based on collection and preservation, you should mention the various steps of collection and preservation such as collection, harvesting, drying, garbling, packing and storage, and add appropriate points based on different parts of organized drugs as roots, barks, leaves, etc. Thus, the topic under pharmacognosy, study of various organized drugs as different plant parts is over. Study well, be safe and stay blessed at home. Thank you.